I'm Moya Lawrence Hubba, and I'm chatting with Ntsika.
Darling at the moment. Welcome, Moi Moi.
Thank you
so
so
good
much.
to have you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Remember I had you for the pilot?
Yes.
Yes, remember that.
Yeah.
Remember the name?
Yes.
We were just
back in the day.
Back in the day. When I was still a skinny, and this time my hips don't lie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know that your name means we praise God.
Yes, it does.
Moyo Olorontuba.
Yes.
We praise God.
Yes, it does.
Now you grew up in Nigeria, born?
Yes, born there.
Grew up for the first few years of your life?
Till I was 6.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the family moved down to Lesotho. We lived there for about 8 years. Moved to the Free State, lived there for about 8 months. The Eastern Cape, I lived there for 3 years. My parents are still there, my little sister is still there. I came down to Cape Town for university, and I was like, I have fallen in love with Cape Town.
For sure.
I stayed ever since.
For sure. And how was the transition from, Nigeria to Lesotho to the Eastern Cape? I mean, that is a lot of movement.
Well, I guess maybe because I was still really young. As kids, you're a lot more adaptable than maybe if I had to do all of that now. I think maybe for my parents, it was quite a big thing. For me, it's just like, hey, we're moving to another place. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
And your fondest childhood memory?
Fondest childhood memory. I'll probably say when we were living in the Free State, and I was trying to learn how to do quad bikes. Now I don't like motorbikes. I just feel like things should not be driving that fast on 2 wheels. But anyway.
Yeah.
So four-wheeler. There I am trying to learn how to do this thing, and I crashed into somebody's car.
How old were you?
15. Here I am shaking. Does my family not find this the funniest thing ever? Telling everyone for my birthday to give me a number plate. It was just like the silliest thing.
Spicy.
So spicy. And it was my family and family friends, and they kind of just made this whole big laugh about it. And I don't know, it's just one of the things that has stuck with me ever since. Yeah. So I'll probably say that.
Your family of 3 sisters?
Yes.
Yes. How close are you with your sisters?
They know everything. Maybe not my baby sister. She hates it when I say baby sister. My youngest sister. Because she's schooling in the Eastern Cape and I'm here in the Western Cape. But with my middle sister, we live together. A lot of the ideas, she helps me with everything that I do.
The fashion twins, they call you.
Apparently, fashion sisters. So she's part of every single thing that I literally touch. And so we're close-knit family because it's just our nuclear family. We don't have aunts and uncles, and so we're pretty close.
What do you love most about your family?
The fact that they are just my #1 supporters and my #1 critics. Like either way, I could be on TV getting interviewed, and afterwards I get a debrief. Like my mom's like, okay, so the top you were wearing, probably should have worn like another top. Like, you need like color. Like my wardrobe is full of black, gray, navy. Like my mom's like, girl, get some color in there. So they literally break everything down, but they will do any and everything for me. And so it's a good balance. It's a family that has a very good balance, and I love that.
You mentioned in 50 Facts about Moyo that there was this art, this spicy
art. Video, I need to take it down. Like,
It's this art, very spicy. It was like dancing. Tell us about that experience.
So I wanted to study performing arts because I love dancing. And my parents were fine with it, but I was on the phone with my aunts this one day, and although in Australia, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, you should be going to university now. What do you want to do? So I'm like, I want to study dance.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, quiet. Hello? What do you mean you want to study dance? Is that going to put food on your table? She made me so worried that I changed my course. I changed to marketing after that. Like,
Do you regret that?
No, I think everything happens for a reason. I think that God kind of somehow will either use people or situations to kind of divert your path.
For sure.
And I mean, I don't know what my life would be like if I was a dancer. I really don't know.
I didn't believe it at first. Not that I don't think you can dance. It was just...
You know the crazy thing is
Yeah.
that I think those who knew me after varsity don't know that side of me because it's such a big part of me. I mean, I was a choreographer, and I mean, we were winning awards. We were doing the most. It was cool, hip hop and house and all of that. So a lot of people that meet me now and they're like, "Oh, you love dancing?" They think, "Oh,
it's just that."
Exactly. So one day I'm gonna come up with some video just show you.
Yo, you must come. You must have one just to see what I'm doing.
So yeah.
Do you consider your family to be very traditional?
Traditional. Yes and no. Certain things we might be considered traditional. Certain values might be considered traditional. But I mean, we're a family that has. I mean, I'm a YouTuber. That is not traditional. That's not the traditional path. So we are able to adapt and understand the times and how things have evolved. And so traditional in certain values, I would say, but not really in the way we live or what we aspire to be or things like that.
Sure. And with Nigerian culture being so broad, it really is a very rich culture.
Yeah.
What is that one element of the culture that you just absolutely love?
We're hustlers.
That's
We'll
right.
never find any.
That's true.
Any in Nigeria either because they are loud, because they top management, or they have just done something that no other person has done. Performing records, whether it's Wizkid performing with Drake.
They say Lagos is Joburg's got nothing on Lagos.
Nothing.
The city that never sleeps.
I tell people, if you want to think Nigeria, think Joburg times 10 with Durban heat times 5.
Sure.
It's that heat, that intense, that hustle with a lot of people. Imagine if you know that you come from a family of like 20 kids, and you want to make it. You are going to work extremely hard to make it above the other 19.
Sure.
So if you have a country that's so populated, every attitude is like, I gotta beat like not just 10, I gotta beat like thousands to get one job, to get one thing, to make my name known. And we like money.
But who doesn't?
Yeah, but we take it to another level.
Oh, you do?
We do take, Nigerians take it to another level.
No.
So it's either we get that money in very good ways or very shady ways.
Okay, we're not going to go into that. I've got a but yeah. Would you ever go back to Nigeria to work there?
I've considered it. A lot of people have told me that I probably should because what I'm doing is an established thing there. But I would probably, I really feel like I will continue to live in Cape Town, which is travel to Joburg, travel to Lagos, travel to London, and always come back here.
Have you ever considered yourself, before you started your business as an entrepreneur?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've started, the amount of businesses I have started.
Preach.
Well, been quite a few. But the great thing is that any entrepreneur that you've spoken to has had that story.
Sure.
You've had so many that have had some level of success like I've had, and some that just flop immediately. So,
for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely had that. I've had kind of businesses since I was a kid. So it's been like that for a long time.
And how do you tell actually that this is a genuine thing that's going to last and this is just not going to be?
When it makes an impact on the consumer in one way or another, that they're able to spend their time, their money, their resources on continually coming back for whatever product or service that you have. So for me, I produce entertainment content, and I have people coming back regularly to watch what I put on every single time. And so there's a market for that. And then it also has to go with, is that a profitable market? Are there enough people to make what I'm doing something that I can live on? So I think asking yourself those questions are very good in terms of deciding if you need to stick with this thing or maybe try something else. Yeah.
And what was the cornerstone and inspiration of you starting Mose Media?
So Mose Media, okay, so Mose, which was a fashion blog, started when it started when I kind of, the situation happened with government losing my papers and I couldn't work. And so with me being such a creative person, such an entrepreneur, I have to be doing something. I lose my mind if I'm not working on something new, innovative, just something. And so everybody was doing the fashion blog thing. I had modeled when I was studying, so I was like, cool. There's not enough black fashion bloggers, beauty bloggers, just black bloggers in general. So I was like, okay, cool, there's a need for this market. So I started it, but I don't like writing. There's people who have an anointing for that, thank God, I'm not one of those people. So I found myself very quickly bored with blogging, even though I've had some success with it.
Sure.
So it was something that was gaining traction, but I wasn't happy creating that content.
Sure.
And so anyway, through that though, brands started contacting me and saying, hey, we like the way you create this photography, videos, whatever, can you come create for our brand? So I started becoming like an online brand manager, content producer, and so Mose, the fashion blog, became Mose Media, a content production company. And then with the A1, how that kind of came about was I am obsessed with YouTube, like obsessed. I wake up, I get my news from YouTube, I get my entertainment from YouTube, I get my tutorials from YouTube, like I'm on it. So I kind of took that and combined it with my love for presenting and the entertainment industry.
Previously, you were in Style Africa?
Style Africa, I did their marketing for them.
Sure.
So they brought me on, like a lot of companies would do, they brought me on for a specific project.
Sure.
So for them was to get them on the names of everybody's lips, so the right people's lips, on the right shows, like we got them on like Vuzu, or do you understand, just to get them out there. So I worked with them for I think 3 months for that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What makes Mose different from all the other media agencies?
I think Mose Media creates content for the youth market, so the 18 to 35. And the people that are making the content are people who are in that bracket. So you're not having like, no offense, but like a 40-year-old man saying, okay, we're trying to reach the kids. How do we go about it? It's the kids talking to the other kids. So we understand that when we say lit, when we say terminologies like that, we understand how that comes across. We understand the lingo, the attitude, what we like, what our generation likes, like the fact that we like to be heard. And so we are that market and we appeal to other people in that market. So I think that is probably what makes Mose Media.
And you're doing a very great job at that. What inspired mornings with Mose?
Mornings with Mose. So the things that I have always loved presenting. And I was like, I need to get into this industry one way or another. And so I sent out demos to radio stations, and to Oceans Vibe Radio kind of like, oh, this is interesting. She kind of understands the online space because To Oceans Vibe Radio is an online radio station. And so they brought me up and so they were like, okay, cool, let's train. So I did training, and then just as I finished my training, the breakfast hosts, the duo, they left. And I was very surprised because I was a newbie. There was literally no reason for them to put me on a breakfast slot. I was in the first slot, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Remember when we were going to co-host?
Yes.
I remember.
And so they kind of put me on.
Yeah.
I was supposed to interview Jay something on my first day, and then apparently PR or whatever got the dates mixed up, so it ended up being on my second day. And Mornings with Mose, they were like Mosaic has become a thing. So let's not make it Mornings with Moe, let's make it Mornings with Mosaic, because that's a brand that people already know. And that's how Mornings with Mosaic started.
And just tell me, what are the differences between radio and presenting, television presenting, online presenting?
I honestly think radio presenting is a lot harder, because with television presenting, you have a lot more to showcase. So I can be talking like this, but I can give a lot of spice with my face and my facial expression. So I can tell you a lot more. With radio, you are literally going on voice alone. So you have to be able to tell a story with that one thing.
Which Mornings with Mose has been your favorite?
Oh, wow.
And why?
Gosh.
And why?
I think the people, I love realists. I love people that are going to come and tell me stories, like tell me the truth. Once you start telling me the truth, we can have a proper conversation, and those are the best interviews, those are the best conversations that people can listen for, years upon years. And so I think the people who have come on and just been honest. Although something will always have a special place in my heart. I know he's married, so it's fine. But he was my first radio interview, and he was my first A1 interview. And so that will always have a special place, because the day before I interviewed him on radio, like let's say on a Tuesday, and I was like, I have to get it right, because I'm seeing him in person on the Wednesday to interview him, and it was Mo T in person. And he was the sweetest on radio, he was the sweetest in person, and so that will always have kind of a lasting impact on me. So, yeah.
You started a big platform, and I want to congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
The hashtag Shop Mosaic,
Oh yeah.
the online shopping where it gives designers a platform to have their say in a way, people can buy their things there.
Yeah.
What was the brainchild behind that? What was the strategy behind that?
Well, the thing was that Mosaic, the fashion blog, was doing well, and I was working a lot with local designers. I wasn't wearing the commercial brands. And so because there weren't commercial brands, they weren't that readily available.
Sure.
I would wear a dress by Julian Poco, for example, and then people were like, oh, where can I get this? And unfortunately, Julian Poco sells her stuff at like a little store in Woodstock, so it's not readily available. Joburg peeps can't get it, Free State peeps can't get it. And so I was like, okay, well then I'll just put two and two together and connect you guys. So I started the online fashion store.
And how has that been going?
It was an interesting experience, because it's no longer available.
No longer available.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I realized is, I think I did not know my market that well. My market was 18 to kind of 25, and when it comes to local, they didn't have the disposable income to be buying something, paying for shipping, waiting. Kids we don't like to wait. We want things now.
No.
And so
we're the instant generation.
Yeah. Sure. And so there wasn't enough people to make running that online store profitable. And so I shut it down. Yeah.
Would you ever revive it in the future?
Maybe.
You're not going to say no.
I would say no, because the world changes so much and things evolve, and the internet, I work in the digital space that changes every second.
Sure.
So I would never say no. It'd be interesting, but
yeah.
See what happens. Yeah.
On to more exciting things.
Okay.
What people know you for.
Yeah, now.
Trending queen. A1.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did say it off camera, but I'll say it again. Congratulations. What is the A1 all about?
So the A1 is an online entertainment channel. We use YouTube as our platform to let everybody find our content. And we have literally become, it's an online show. And so we focus on celebrity interviews, celebrity news, and trending topics, events that appeal to our market. And we provide that online, because we've noticed that a lot of people don't necessarily get their news anymore from traditional media, so TV, radio. Well, radio they still do, but like TV, for example. And so the market that appeals, the market that watch what we do, are those that don't either have time for TV, they're busy people, they're on the go all the time, they maybe missed a show, they're trying to figure out why this person is trending, so they go to the online channel that we have and watch it.
And when did you make this discovery that YouTube could actually be this medium?
Well, I had always known, because I started something similar when I was in varsity.
I remember.
Yeah, and so I knew YouTube was always, I think I believed in the power of YouTube very early on.
Sure.
But I wasn't, a lot of people kind of say, yeah, but that's in the States, or that's in the UK where they have data for days. And,
Sure.
and so other people just kind of like dampen a bit the idea that I had.
Sure.
But eventually I was like, you know what, I keep coming back to this. There has to be a reason why. And so I just kind of went in with that, yeah.
And what has been the most challenging part of the A1, creating the A1?
Money. I have put I have put everything I have made in my life into this thing. And I'd like to think I've been a very smart girl growing up.
You are.
My family is very entrepreneurial, so I've learned very on how to make money, how to save money. So I'm very fortunate that I had quite a good amount of money saved up and invested, so that when I took this risk, I could live off of it for a while. But it's still really hard putting everything that you own into this. So thank goodness it's starting to be profitable now, which is, well, I won't say profitable, but we're making some money.
Yes, that's good.
So now it's showing, you know, that it's growing also financially, which is great. But putting everything, and like I literally, people won't understand the levels of money that I put into this thing.
Sure.
Like people come to me like, your makeup is so pretty, because I had to learn how to do it myself. I could not afford a makeup artist or afford whatever. So I've learned how to do everything on my own, and I still do a lot of it on my own. So
do you find remaining relevant and current is one of the biggest challenges as well?
Not really. I think a lot of people think that it would be, but there's constant news every day.
But the whole thing of actually being like on the touch of seeing it happen.
Well, I think luckily because of social media, it's quite easy to. So today after church, I got on my phone and the drama that was surfacing now is tomorrow's story. And so, with social media, I just keep I follow the right accounts, I follow the right people who, after like a number of people will talk about a story, then I realize, okay, this is a good story, and then it's my job to research and find out why it's trending, so that I'm able to tell it to everybody else and say, this is what happened.
Got you, completely. Where do you envision the A1 in the next 10 years?
Oh, that's a fun question. The A1 is going to be a force, right? Force. We're going to be your main source of content news online. So right now it's just entertainment, but sport is coming soon. Fashion, your style is coming soon. I'm thinking of, I don't know, something food, but I don't know yet. But sport and style are the ones that are going to be the next ones to launch. And then we'll kind of see how music, I've been dabbling about the A1 music. And with the A1, the name is so nice and easy, you can add it to anyone. So the A1 sports, the A1 style, the A1 music. And so it's really going to grow into that. I see us having our own like legit full-on studios, a lot of stuff. Like it's going to be a production force.
I'm so excited to see this.
I'm excited.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, you have worked with a lot of celebrities. You have. You've chilled with them, you've worked with them, you've interviewed them. What's the one thing you can tell us about celebrities?
They're normal people.
You said this in the pilot.
Yeah, they're normal people. I think the second you start treating them as a fan, then you kind of put that, that block. Because if I sit down with you and I just have a normal conversation, then they don't have a normal conversation with you. If I come and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fan, then I have to now put on the persona and then be like, oh, thank you, you know. I was watching an interview with Slicker and Anati. And Anati has been doing a lot of international collaborations, like he has a Mari and Dan or whatever. And Slicker's like, dude, like, how are you getting all these features? And he's like, a conversation. I'm coming at them normal as just somebody who's getting yogurt and I'm getting yogurt.
For sure.
You know, so very, very simple, very natural. And I think once you approach that way, you get a lot out of that person. You can learn from that person, and they can learn from you too. Because everyone can learn from everyone. So it's all people. Yeah.
What is your motto in life?
Motto in life. I don't think I have a motto in life. The Bible is my motto in life. Like I live upon that. To be honest, if I gave you one phrase, it would be one phrase for now. In the next 6 months, it would change. So I don't necessarily live on mottos. I just live according. I try my best to live according to the word.
And you continue trying.
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded in your fast-paced life?
Family and my relationship with God and my relationship with the church. So I'm a campus leader at church, and youth are very opinionated. You know, if you say something but you don't live that lifestyle, they will come for you. They'll be like, more you say, more. You know, so they definitely keep me grounded. And with the work that I do, I attend a lot of campus events. I hang out with a lot of really cool people. So oftentimes that life looks very kind of appealing. And they'll come to me asking about things, but I gotta kind of reassure that being grounded is one thing that will make you last in this industry. If you go with the flow, you will flow right out.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
What is your advice to a woman who's aspiring to be where you are and want to venture into this industry?
Just start, go, don't stop. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway because some people are going to do their investigations. But our first videos on the A1 are so bad. They are so bad. But I had to keep pushing. Imagine this video is crap, but you still put it online anyway. So that's the mindset you have to do. My sister she read this somewhere, but it said that a lot of people wait for perfection before they put it out. You don't gain perfection. You don't wait for perfection and then put it out. As you put out, you gain that perfection. And so just get it started, get moving, get doing, and you become better at, if it's presenting, better at speaking. And always learn. I go for vocal training. I learn, I read. I have to keep my finger on the pulse. And so always learn and always do. Just keep going. Yeah.
You were once a model.
I don't think I really loved it that much, but it's funny, I always said that I wanted to be in magazines, not because I was pretty, but because I'd done something amazing.
Sure.
So when Fair Lady happened, and I was in a magazine, I remembered that. I was like, I'm in a magazine, not because I'm pretty, but because I've done something that is reputable, and I love that. So, yeah.
Moi, you are phenomenal.
Thank you.
I've seen your growth game on steroids. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And you've taught me personally that when you hustle and hustle, something will come.
It will come, yeah.
It will come.
Thank you. You too. You too. Oh, watching. I've been watching.
Thank you. Thanks for chatting, Moi.
Thank you for having me.